from track to, I know there's a softball to baseball to East Conference. What? We're live? Okay, okay. I didn't know what you're like, it's good, not good, good, not good, good, not good. We'll see how well this is going to, I'm hoping this is not going to sound muddy with the track to softball. Oh, wow.
YouTube was not muted.
Oh,
It is now.
it's now, yeah, that's okay. It happens. Yes, ma'am.
How many digits per
3.1446785412.
I can say 50 digits of pi.
Do it.
No.
Yeah.
I said 41 earlier today.
Well, say it again. Can you do like how many can you do right now?
I don't know. What?
Well, now that you said that, I want to know. Because
Yeah.
It's like kind of cool. Like,
Yeah.
Do it.
Come on, say it. That's right. You could just be making it up.
I have to sing this song. I can't.
I know.
Oh, let's do it. Sing the song. Sing the song. It'd be awesome. You want to come up here and do it? You can do it on the mic.
No.
Nobody's going to hear you without the mic. Just kidding. They're going to hear you.
That's about all I know.
3.14159. This is pi followed by 2653589. What?
Say it again. Do that again.
I'm not done. Chris said, what'd you say?
Oh, I got one.
Oh. 3.14159. This is pi followed by 2653589. Circumference over diameter 79323. OMG. K2C. 8462643. And now we're on a spree. 38 and 32. Now we're blue. Oh, who knew? 7,950. Then a 2. 88 and 41. So much fun. Now we're run. 9719399.
So close.
3751.
That was awesome. That was impressive. Like, because pi actually it goes on like a ridiculous amount. Like,
That never stops.
yeah, it doesn't, yeah, it's insane. That's amazing. Like, I'm just looking at it right now. That's amazing. I was impressed with that. So, how many of y'all celebrated Pi Day yesterday?
I did.
Who had pizza? Who had pizza yesterday to celebrate Pi? Yeah. How many of you had a slice of
I
pie?
had a cupcake.
That's,
It's circle.
it is cool. Yes.
It's circle.
That is a thing. Yeah. I was like thinking like, what a great way. So we went to Larry's Pizza last night and had pizza pie. And it was very good, but I regret eating it later. It just did not. That's the thing with pizza. It doesn't work out well. That's okay. It's good though. How many of you are looking forward to spring break? Can it get here fast enough? Spring break. Spring break. I talked to what?
He doesn't have a whole week of Fortnite.
No, you don't.
I know.
Be clear. Let's be clear. There is. I texted your parents, and some of your parents have replied. Some of your parents have not replied. But how many of you have heard the movie Jesus Revolution? Yeah. I think there's for those, if you are wanting to go, please your parent reply back to me. If your parent is not on my text list, because it's probably I don't have their number. Try to let me know. Somebody's joining. I don't know who that is. It might be Ethan. But the plan is he? Hello there.
He's connecting to audio right now.
Connected to audio. What's up, E?
Hi.
Hi. How's Hot Springs?
Good.
How's Ben? How's Creed? Is Creed with y'all? No, Creed.
No, he's not
What's
me.
up, Christian? What's up? Are they near you? Can they hear you?
Hi, Richard.
What's up, guys? Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Sounding good? Good. What's up, rest of the Easties?
Yeah.
How's it going? Glad to have you guys with us, joining us all the way from the big city of Hot Springs, where they're at East Convention. Did you all see Malachi? Malachi's at East.
Yeah, we said hi to him.
But anyway, I was talking to you guys about Thursday at like 7:30, I think is the leaning time. If you would like to go and watch Jesus Revolution, I would love to take a group of you guys to go see it tomorrow. I think right now there's 3 of y'all that are interested in going to see it. If you are interested in going to see it, possibly 4, I think it depends. I don't know. But let me know. Try to let me know tonight, like after church, so that way, I'm not like waiting on y'all. If you're not gonna be able to make it, or if you are gonna be able to make it, I want to make sure that I'm not off and you're like, Richard, we're and crying, you know. So, but I think we're gonna go see it at the Clinton movie theater. It's like $8. I've never been to the Clinton movie theater, so I don't know what to expect. Okay. I mean, are the floors clean? And like sometimes, I feel like for the Jesus Revolution, the popcorn is cheaper. Is it good?
Yeah.
Okay. Is it legitness popcorn, or is it like concession stand at a ballpark popcorn, which is like?
Hey, Richard, have you been to the Heber Theater?
Jim.
No, I've not been to. No.
You get like a large drink and popcorn for less than $10.
Oh wow. Oh wow. I didn't look to see if it was showing there, but I figured Clinton might be closer. I know Clinton's closer, but anyway. But I also was thinking, you know, I know it's playing in Conway, but it's like at 6:45, and Clinton's at 7:30. So my thought was, you know, I gave you options, and so far parents that have replied have said 7:30 would be good, I think. So if you want to go, please either let your parents know or text me and let me know, okay? But make sure you talk to your parents about it first, like, you know, because I don't want you to sign up and then come to find out that you are not going. That's kind of happened before, and that's like, oh man. So, but that's coming up tomorrow, and that's going to be our movie day. If you look on our calendar, there's a March 21st, which is Tuesday. That's going to be the movie event. So, because I really want to see it with you guys, and I don't really know how long it's going to be in the movie theater, and so, I really want to go see it with y'all. So it can work out and stuff like that. So, but as far as announcements, this is what we have. Here's some announcements, and I have a video that I want to show y'all. I think y'all will like. Well, this is one thing that's up is that we're going to have a hangout Tuesday. Roof. 10 a.m. to 3. And I said 3, but it doesn't necessarily have to be. It can either be till noon, it can be till 1 or something like that, but probably not till 4 later, okay? 3 o'clock is a good time to, but we'll hang out, snacks, and we'll eat lunch. And I was thinking like this, I think this is usually, spring break is when we go eat lunch at Marshall. So if you want to go, keeping the tradition. If you want to go to Conway, we can go to Conway. Wherever you want to go for lunch, doesn't matter to me. You're buying your own lunch. You could redeem your cards for redemption. And so that's what we're doing. You can bring board games or card games. I know a lot of us bring computers, or you can bring that, but like if you're like, I don't have a computer, but I have a board game, I'd love to play a board game. I have friends that make fun of me because I don't play board games. Anyway, I don't have that make fun of me for board games. I do have friends. In fact, let me tell you this story. Ooh, we won. We won against St. Joseph, 7-5. Let me tell you a story. So I posted on my Instagram page, and I shared it to Facebook. about like how I've started journaling my sermons that and I just, just something I wanted to do a habit of this and just kind of try to develop a good habit. I have a friend named Galen. Galen is youth pastor up at Gassville, which is by Mountain Home. He's really cool. I really love Galen. We've gotten to talk over here lately, and it's been good to talk with him. He was going to try to play Pokemon cards with me. He's kind of a nerdy, really cool guy. He saw my post and he immediately starts talking to me about all these things, like all these journaling pencils. Right now, I'm just doing this. He goes, "I'm gonna care package for you." I was like, "Okay." And I'll give it to you Saturday. I'm like, and come to find out, he was going to lead defend the same time we were. And so he texted me and he was like, "Hey, where are you at? Are you in the junior high with the big kids?" And apparently the junior high, I don't know if y'all heard, but there's some very interesting questions. Things got said on weapons were used. It was amazing, apparently. Apparently you guys really loved the sixth graders, or the 6th through 9th grade loved Bubba. But anyway, and I said, I'm up here with my senior high. Crystal's down here with junior high. And he's like, I'll meet you up there. I'm like, okay. He comes up and he gives me 2 pencils that are like really cool pencils, and he gives me amazing sharpener, and he gives me instructions on how I'm supposed to use the sharpener, and I'm like, holy cow! And so I tried it, and so it was really cool. I really liked it. So that was neat. But anyway, I don't know how I got on that long. What were we talking about? We're not even talking about anything like that. So, but anyway, now Tuesday, just down to try new things. If you have a board game that you want to play, like this really board game. If you want to play Exploding Kittens, if you want, whatever. If you have a device you want to play a game together, we can all play a game together. It doesn't matter. So, do what? Huh? The Cone Junshire, yeah. Which I think is a legit game. I think somebody actually made that. So, but anyway. All right, here's the next slide I want to show you guys. I want to talk to you about this. Hey, sign up tonight. You should go to Siloam with us if you haven't gone. That's my singing pitch. And we'll be there. Ta-da. So, if you have a friend, Wednesdays, they've been coming here on Wednesdays, maybe it's a special friend, maybe it's just a bestie, and you want to go to camp. I'm telling you, now's the time, because here's the reality of it. Week 7 is coming up pretty fast. Last I checked, and I shared it with you all. I haven't got an update, but last I checked, it was less than 400 spots, and that happens later in the camp. And so we are. So if you're wanting to sign somebody up, please sign somebody up. If you're wanting to, I thought Emery was about to sign somebody up. I was like, what are you about to do? He's gonna crack her neck. The crack necks look, Anyway, if you are concerned about going, if you're just like, I want to go, but I don't, please talk to me about it. If money is an issue, please listen. If money is an issue, we don't want money to be the issue. We don't want money to be the problem. And so, whatever it takes, all I want from you is a yes and a commitment. We're going to fundraise. We're going to do a fundraiser in April. It'll be our dessert auction, and the goal is that with one fundraiser, we hit our goal. Okay, that way we'll do another fundraiser. We'll do a Tacos for Life fundraiser. I'm gonna work on that and get a date for that, so that way we can have just cover some extra money and stuff like that. So, but in case you're wondering what camp looks like because you've never been, the video that I made for y'all back in August. Watch this video. Here, just to give you a glimpse of what camp looks like. So that's camp. That's what camp looks like. I have another video that I'm going to show y'all in a couple of weeks, because to me, I don't know what it was about Siloam. Maybe it was like just the fact that it was somewhere different. But I really, really felt like that was a great experience for us. And so this is me telling you, if you are in a situation to where you're like, I'm not sure what I choose now. I'm not talking like family vacation, okay? If you're going, go. But, because I realize there's lots of other things. I realize that there might be some other things that come up. And you might be asking me, if you were to ask me, Richard, what should I do? choose camp. I'm going to tell you to choose camp, not to go with us or anything like that. I'm going to tell you to choose camp because camp is such a vital thing in your walk. It's a way for you to get away. It's a way for you to plug into God, to reconnect. This idea of going away. This is stuff that Jesus did. It's important in our walk. I can tell you from my own experience, if it wasn't for camp, I don't know if I'd be who I am today. Just the fact of getting to be able to go away, to have the experience. Crystal was saved at a camp when she was 18. So that's camp matters. There's some awesome and powerful, amazing things that happen. So this is me saying to you, choose. This is me saying to you, make this priority. Make this a very important thing. Again, it's not so that way we look really great. It's so that way a connection with God. You have a time away where it's just you and God. Because we need that. We need that now more than ever. So camp is July 17th through 21st. If there's anything I can do to just talk to you, wanting to go but not sure, just talk to me about it. Talk to me about it. If you're like, I'm not sure if I'm allowed to go, guess what? If you come hang out with us, you're allowed to go. If you come show up on Wednesday nights, you're allowed to go. If you show up on Sundays, you're allowed to go. If you're whatever it is, we want you to go, and we'll do what we can to make it. Same for y'all. If you want to go to camp, hey, talk to me about it. Would love for you to go. Seriously, love for y'all to go. So, but I am going to have to pull the sign up away just so that way we don't run into a situation to where, somebody signs up and I don't know about it, and all of a sudden there's no spots because it gets kind of antsy with that. So please let me know. If you can let me know sometime between now and March, the last Wednesday in March, that'd be great. But that just means I'm going to just pull up the sign up and I'll still talk about camp and stuff like that, but it will just be a little different. Tonight we're gonna talk for the next couple weeks on this idea of through the storm and what it looks like. But I thought we'd play a game. But I need one person from this team to go to that team balance it out. Brighton. Good job, Brighton. Does anybody know what happens in March? Madness. Basketball, Palooza, Arkansas. Who is Arkansas playing? I can't remember. Is it Illinois? I think you might be right. Filled out a bracket. One's in high school. Okay. I meant to do this, but would y'all be interested in doing a bracket challenge? I could send you a link and you could fill out the teams. Would y'all be interested in doing a bracket challenge? Yes or no? That's not the game we're playing tonight. Okay, I'll send out a link and I'll try to do that. But I haven't played in years. I am the worst picker of brackets. We're going to play bracket. We are going to play this game. Trash Ball, Trivia, Basketball Madness Edition.
Come on, Adley.
So the return of the game that you guys all loved. Basketball. Get the question right, you get a point. That gives you an opportunity to shoot. Okay, so here we go. There are 15. Here it is, okay? Gives you a chance to shoot the official Southside Baptist students trash ball. Right here is 5 points. You can make it. I didn't say Kobe. Back here, it's 10 points. For Kobe.
We had no idea.
No.
No, Richard. Listen, no.
All right, and this right here is 20 points, okay? Oh my gosh. With my right hand, and my right hand has just been messing with me. Come on, look it. Oh wait, I know what it is. I know what it is. Here we go.
Hook shot.
Right here. Kobe. Dang it. I was hoping it would bounce in. Last time I shot it in and it's. All right, you guys ready? All right, so I'm going to pull you guys up one at a time, okay? And I'm going to ask you the question. And then I'll give you a chance to shoot. Yes? They get a point for answering the question right if they get it right. If they get an opportunity to shoot, yeah. 5, 10, 20. So, all right. Do you want Crystal to keep score? Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Use that big math brain right there. Here we go. Logan and Chris, y'all will be first. Are you ready? You can nominate somebody else to shoot, so that way you don't embarrass yourself, like apparently I've been doing with basketball lately. There's a reason why I'm retired. All right, so here's the first question. Here's the first question for Logan and Chris. Who won March Madness as both a player and a coach? Was it Dean Smith, Bob Knight, or both? A, B, or C? Y'all can. Chris?
I think it was Bob Knight.
Okay, you said. Say. Okay, well, you got. I guess it should.
I guess, A.
A. You're going to go A? All right, what's the answer? Oh, it was both. So nobody gets it. So, all right. All right, so what do you, okay, we'll do that. I'll give you a chance, and I'll ask them if it's right. I'll give you a chance. Okay, it's whoever I hear first, whoever wants to answer first, all right? All right, so no points. 0, 0. All right. Yes, you need to say March Madness. All right. You don't have to stand up, but you got to say March Madness. Okay, you got to say March Madness. So, just the person that is it, because you're going one at a time. Okay, so, all right, now it's Allie versus Allison. Oh, wow. Allie and Allison. Look at that. Here we go. Are you guys ready? Here's the question. The question is, what is the lowest seed ever to win the NCAA title game? Is it 12th, 11th, or 8th? Say March Madness if you know it. March Madness. No.
Thought I'd ask.
Remember St. Peter's last year? They were number 15 to like final 8 and 4. That was pretty cool. They didn't win.
Ooh. All right. So it's a guessing game. It's either going to be 12th, 11th, or 8th.
Say B.
All right. She says B. Is it B? No. It is not B. So it's either A or C. Go big or go home. Are you saying A? Is it A? The answer is C. No points. Wow. This is running real interesting. All right, it's now Emery and Riley. Emery and Riley, this is your question. Here we go. What year was March Madness first hosted by a single state? Was it 2001 or 2021? All right, you gotta say March Madness. You gotta say March Madness first before I can let you. All right, yes. Hey. Ooh.
Merry Christmas, March Madness. Same for
No. All right, what's your answer? Is it B? Oh my gosh, you've got to be kidding me. Oh wow, C. It was C, 2021. Wow, that is all right. So now it's Braden versus Reese. All right, here we go. What was the first? Was it North Carolina, Duke, or UCLA?
March Madness.
All right, I heard you first. Is it A?
Oh, did you say A?
Yes. Oh, look at that. Good job. All right, Braden. Point. All right, Braden. 5, 10, or 20.
Maybe go for the 5. Or not.
Don't tear up my trash can ball. A lot of seconds on that. Why do people do that every time? All right, it's 1-0. Yeah, that's what that is. All right, so now we're back to Chris and Logan. Chris and Logan. Who is the only coach to win both an NCAA and an NBA title? Larry Brown, John Calipari, or Dean Smith? All right, Chris, I'm going to give you an opportunity to answer.
I was just saying that because I went to the last question.
All right, so did we skip? All right, only coach. Let's skip this question. Go. Oh, good. Who's the only coach to win both an NCAA and NBA title? A, B, or C? All right, who do you say? Is it B? No. So, yes? Is it C?
Oh
Ooh.
my gosh.
The answer is Larry Brown. Bad boy downtown Larry Brown. Do what? Leroy. All right, Leroy Jenkins. All right, here we go. What about this one? All right, what team has the most NCAA tournament appearances? North Carolina, Kentucky, or UCLA? This is for Allie or Allison.
B.
Huh?
March Madness. March Madness. I was trying to say it, but
All right, what do you say?
B.
Is it B? It is B, Kentucky. Very good, very good.
They're in it like every year.
All right. Allison, were you going to say Kentucky? Oh. All right, it's 2-0. So, all right, 5, 10, 20.
Well, I mean, we already have 2 points. So.
Wow. That's some straight up trash talking right now. We only got 2 points.
Oh, no, it's not. She doesn't want to miss it up there. Okay.
I'm going to laugh if you whiff it.
I feel like I should
Nope. That's the trick. Underhand. I wouldn't underhand it. You might shorten it and hit the speaker.
Girl, what?
Yeah.
Yee. Oh. Good effort. Nope. Don't let her see the ball. She would have flung it at me and made me cry. All right, next question.
Cry me a river.
Cry me a river. All right, who is the only player to win the Final Four MVP despite not winning the national title? Is it Michael Jordan, Hakeem Olajuwon, or Steph Curry? This is for Emery or Riley. Y'all can talk. Y'all can help it out.
Yeah, I didn't even know.
Hakeem Olajuwon played for the Houston Rockets for a time. All right. Is it A? All right.
C.
Is it C? Ooh. Houston Rocket. I think he played for the Houston Rockets and moved to Denver, became a Denver Nugget. And he just had a cool name. Hakeem Olajuwon. All right, next question. Right here. Here we go. Next question. Denver Nuggets. All right. So which team has won the most titles in the history of the NCAA tournament? Do we already have that one?
That's what I'm wondering.
Kentucky, North Carolina, UCLA. All right. Over here. Is it A? Ooh. Is it? You say B? Is it B? No. What? Oh, it was C. I didn't make this one. All right. So, all right. Here's from here on out. You may use your phone for Google searches. All right. But you have to wait 10 seconds before you can use Google. All right, so here we go. Next question. What are the chances someone could correctly pick the winner of every game in the tournament? 1 in 9.2 quintillion, 1 in 2 billion, or 1 in 3.5 trillion?
I actually know the answer to this one. My buddy, he told me it today.
Now you can use Google. Or will. You know, somebody could say,
Oh, March Madness.
yes.
A.
Is it A?
It is a.
It is A. Very good. All right, 3-0. 3-0. All right. Who's shooting?
Wow!
Lord, let's go.
When I was a teacher, I used to do all kinds of fun stuff like this. He'd go for a shot. That's 5. Nope, 5 points is at the outlet. Right there, back at the outlet.
Oh my god, my nose hole. That's what I'm saying. That's embarrassing. You missed that.
I mean, go ahead. Go ahead. I'm gonna let you shoot. I'll give you 2 chances to reshoot. You get 2 more reshoots.
That was it.
Oh. I used to do that a lot as a teacher. So anyway,
That's why nobody likes you.
it's true. It's one of the reasons. Here, I'll give you one more chance. I'll give you 4 chances at 5, and however many he thinks, that's how many you get.
What?
He'll get 4 chances at 5 to equal to 20. Because I'd also do that.
Make it.
There's 5.
Get up.
10.
Good Lord.
Oh my goodness. We're going to have to hurry up here. Oh. All right, last one right here.
Buckets. Bingo.
If you. Nope. All right, 10 points. You get 10 points. Please don't peg me. All right, question. We got to hurry. Oh, I have no idea where that was going. All right, here we go. Next question. Since seeding began in 1979, which team has been seeded first the most? North Carolina, Gonzaga, or Duke? You use Google now. I mean, you could just say, "Okay, Google." Allison.
I reckon it's A.
A. Is it A, North Carolina? Good job. All right. I don't know where the ball went. You did. All right. The score is what? 4? Is it 13-0? 13-1. 13-1. So, all right. That's 10 points right there. Yeah, 10 points. Yes. I'm staying right here. They got 13. All right, going 20. Here we go. Shh. Oh. Good effort. All right. Here we go. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. All right, next question. Which city hosted the most NCAA championship games in the 20th century? Was it Jacksonville, Houston, or Kansas City? And then after this question, go to the final question because we.
What? Nobody finds it. I would like to guess. Hey Siri.
Dude, what?
Hey Google, what city hosts the most NCAA games in the 20th century? No. It's C. Yeah, that's a Google menu right there. She did. All right, so point, give you a chance to shoot.
Come on, Eric.
Hey Google, tell me a joke. Working? Oh, she missed. All right, so it's 14 to what? 1? 14-1? All right. Go to the last question, please. All right, this is the last question. When a player picks up a dribble and begins to dribble again, what is this violation called? Is it a double dribble? Is it a double? Is it a double dribble, or a travel? I'm going to give you both. Listen, this is how it's going to work. I'm going to give you all both an opportunity to answer, an opportunity to shoot. We're going to go over. What do you? Yeah. Okay. Is the answer B? Yes, it is. All right, you guys answer first. Right now the score is 15-1, 15 to 2.
Don't make the points.
So, nope, we'll be here all night. Who's shooting for this team? All right. Who's shooting for this team? 15-2. All right, Riley. Riley's about to be a legend. All right, here we go. Yeah, 15. If you make the 10, you have 15. If you make the 10, it'll be 25. Nope. Stop kicking my ball. Toss it to me. Nice and easy. Okay, there you go. The 20 is the second black line. All right, so this is 20 right here. Shh, no talking or I'm going to let it shoot again. Ready? No talking. Ooh, you guys win. Well done. Anyway, so all right, for the second time, right into our conversation tonight. I have a question. Go ahead, hand that to me. Hand that to me. Thank you. There we go.
Okay.
My bad. Here we go. Buckets. All right, so let me ask you this question, right? Let me ask you this question. Would you rather be the fastest person alive or be able to freeze time? Which one would you rather? All right. What do you think? All right. All right. Fastest man alive. Okay. All right. That's true. Sure.
Richard, but what's your stamina?
I don't know. Would you be the fastest person alive or be able to freeze time?
Freeze time, girl. Yes.
Not a girl.
I already do, but.
All right. Hey, what about you guys? Those of you on Zoom, would you rather be the fastest person alive or be able to freeze time?
Are we talking like fastest as in like barely faster than Usain Bolt, or like flash fast where you can like go so fast?
I would assume flash fast.
Okay, yeah, the fastest man alive, because you can
Okay.
go fast enough towards.
That's true. That's true.
I agree.
What about you guys on Zoom? Rather be the fastest person alive or be able to freeze time?
I think I fell asleep. Girl, what? What does that mean?
But someone's
All right. Would you never have any homework or get paid $10 an hour to do your
$10 an hour.
$10
Would you rather never have homework or get paid to do your homework, like $10 an hour?
Oh, wait, no. Never do homework
Alright,
because the
alright.
homework I do have is so easy.
Oh wait, hold up. Yeah. If I don't have homework, I can work for at least minimum wage, which is
Yeah, but if I get it,
no homework because I already don't have homework.
All right, all right, all right. I think I'd rather get paid. It's like, you know, if it's easy homework that you could like get done, but you could just take forever to do, I'd get paid.
Yeah, say $10.
Okay, wait, are we talking like great working or like
You can
working,
go eat a
for like
snack.
30 minutes, go grab a snack, work for another something?
Either or.
$10
Option.
an hour.
All right, agree or disagree with this statement? This is the last
Wrong.
open icebreaker. Agree or disagree? Life exists on other planets.
Disagree because on the gaseous planets, there's no
All right.
solid ground.
How many of you agree with that statement? How many of you disagree with that statement? Like there is no other life. We're the only ones here.
I think I'm like somewhere in the middle.
Well, because there's that one.
It's like,
Okay.
Crap, what did they call it? When it's like a couple something or another's away?
Layers, planet, solar system,
I don't
sun,
know, it's
star.
double something or
Okay.
away, and it's like another version of Earth. Like it's exactly like gravity is heavy. It's just heavier. So they're right.
All right. All right. All right. All right. What about you guys on Zoom? Answer. I think you're getting a text. Hey, answer this question on Zoom, Ethan and whoever else. Does life exist on other planets? Yes or no? Answer the question. Put down the Fortnite. Answer the question.
word of the, as Coach Lewis says, word of the day, grounded.
Grounded.
Dude, if we ask Coach Barry like or how his day was,
All right.
that's at least 30 minutes of
Ask him
class.
about
Y'all on Zoom, are you hearing me?
Oh yeah.
Dollar General.
Holocaust. Dollar General.
All right.
He used to spend hours talking about it.
Do what?
I was about Dollar General. Dude.
Or how often you get
Did they? Okay. Huh? Okay, I'm moving on. This, I thought somebody was about to answer on Zoom, but I guess they are not hearing me. If there is one thing that we can agree on,
Chick-fil-A.
from that, if there is one thing that we can agree on, it's that we will encounter storms in life. Can we agree on that? Like, we're going to go through seasons that are going to be hard. Yes? Okay. Like 2020, that was kind of a big storm that a lot of people faced. Regardless of what your issue is and the whole COVID stuff, not going to get into that. Regardless, it was a hard time. It was a hard season, you know. I know just it was hard trying to do church because I got it. We heard it from both people that were like, it was just hard. It was hard. A lot of things are hard, and we may be stealing, might even be like, there's even the effects of it that are kind of going on today. We may have already had some really tough things come up like in our lives recently, like just this past year, a lot of job changes or health issues or things of that nature, things that put a dark cloud above our heads and make us feel like we're on uncertain waters. We all have moments like that. Over the next few weeks, we're going to be talking about how to deal with the storms, how to get through the storms. We're going to be talking about some forms of the Bible and that we can learn from them to better deal with the storms that are in our own lives. Now, this storm that we're going to talk about, because a lot of times when we go through a storm in our life, it's not of anything we did. Sometimes we go through a storm in our life simply because, you know, life is not perfect. There are things that happen. Sometimes we go through a storm because of our own wrongdoing. Tonight, we're going to look at a story that is just about that. We're going to look at Jonah. Open up your Bibles. If you have your Bible on your phone, please just don't be doing anything else on your phone. But we're going to be looking at Jonah chapter 1, and we're going to be kind of going through Jonah tonight and just looking at it, all right? So read with me, Jonah 1 through 3. This is about Jonah. The word of the Lord came to Jonah, son of Amittai. Get up, get to the great city of Nineveh, preach against it, because their evil has come up before me. And Jonah got up to flee to Tarshish from the Lord's presence. He went down to Joppa, found a ship going to Tarshish. He paid the fare and went down into it to go with them to Tarshish from the Lord's presence. Let's pray. Father God, thank you so much for today. Thank you for those that are joining us, not only here, thank you for each and every one here, but those that are. Lord, I pray that you speak to us tonight. Help us to see that you are a God of second chances, Father. And it's in your name I pray. Amen. Now, let me ask you this. What did God call Jonah or command Jonah to do? Can somebody tell me? What did God command? To get up and go. Go where? To Nineveh, okay? Can I ask you a question? How many of you have watched the VeggieTales movie, Jonah? Okay. So is it just me, or is it every time you think of Jonah, you think of the VeggieTales movie? Okay? I mean, that's just kind of how I think of, like, you know. Yes, they were the slapping with the fishes. They were just crazy. But what was Jonah's response when God says, I want you to go to Nineveh, I want you to preach against this, tell the city they're going to be messed up? Yeah, he's like, no. Yeah, he goes and he flees, right? He not only flees, but he goes to he seeks to go to the farthest away from Tarshish, okay, which is really hard to say. And like he didn't even like leave straight out where he was. He bounced to John. He's like, I'm going to go all the way down here, and then I'm going to go all the way over there, because he wants to get away, right? And he goes and he hires this crew and stuff like that. Why did Jonah not go? Nineveh, maybe a part of the reason was that Nineveh was located 550 miles northeast from Samaria. It would require Jonah to travel more than a month if he journeyed the usual 15 to 20 miles a day. So not only was the city the second largest in the world at the time, second only to Babylon, probably with a population of around 600,000 people, but it was also known for violence. I really think, though, what you guys said, I think the big reason, and we see this at the end of the book of Jonah, we see it in his reaction to what God does with the city. You kind of get this idea that Jonah despised them, that he doesn't like them, he cannot stand them, doesn't want to have anything to do with them. To Jonah, he chose to flee and go in the exact opposite direction from Nineveh to Tarshish. Let me ask you this, because I think we can look at this and be like, oh, that's what he gets. He didn't listen to God. He didn't do what God wanted. How many of you have ever done the opposite of what someone has asked you to do? How many of you have done the direct opposite of what somebody has asked you to do?
Push the button.
All right, don't push the button. Push the button, right? Stop. Don't irritate your brother. I'm gonna go irritate my brother. He hit me. Well, Doug. Sorry about my family. There for a minute in my own life. Now, raise your hands. How many of you? That's a parent that parent asked you to do something and you did the direct opposite.
I even gonna lie. I do it all the time.
All right. How many of you do exactly what your parents do, say to do every single time? Yeah. All right. What about a teacher? What about a teacher? You did the direct opposite of what your teacher wanted you to do. Yeah. I'm ready for that one. I shared with y'all the story of Miss Robinette and how I would just mess with this one thing because she didn't like her. We didn't really get along. And so she'd ask me to do something, I would do it. And
See, I
deny I did
actually
it.
had teachers this year.
So that happens. Now, let me ask you this question, and this is more for you to think about. Like, I think sometimes we look at the story and be like, oh, Jonah's so dumb, he should just listen to God. How many times has God asked us to do something? And we kind of did. How many times has God asked us to go and do something and we did the direct opposite of it? Because maybe we're scared or because of something else, we just refuse to do anything with it. That's all of us. At some point or another, and maybe even now, maybe there's something that you're dealing with now that you know God wants you to do, but you're not wanting to do it. Well, let's look at more. In Jonah chapter 1, keep following with me in the Bible. In verse 4, we're going to be looking at 4 through 6. Let's see what happens. But the Lord threw a great wind onto the sea, and such a great storm arose on the sea that the ship threatened to break apart. The sailors were afraid, and each cried out to his God. Then they threw the ship's cargo into the sea to lighten the load. Meanwhile, Jonah had gone down to the lowest part of the vessel and had stretched out and asleep. The captain approached him and said, "What are you doing asleep? Get up. Call to your God. Maybe this God will consider us and we won't perish." Now, let me ask you this question. What picture does this bring to your mind? The Lord threw a great wind onto the sea.
The sea is calm, and then like a huge gust of wind just goes whoosh, and it's like, whoa.
Yes, yeah, and it's like getting to be really bad, right? The sea had more than likely been totally calm before. They get on the boat, they get out in the water, and just out of nowhere, God hurls this wind. By the way, the phrase here is the same word used to describe Saul when he twice hurled a spear at David, at King David. God winds up, throws this great wind on the sea with force, with power. And so they have these winds blowing. It's a storm. This is not a normal storm. This is a massive storm that is going to destroy the boat ultimately. So let me ask you, how would you feel if you were in the same situation as the sailors? How would you feel? Scared. Yeah. You'd be afraid, right? This is what they did. They were afraid. They were scared. It was an intense moment, and they didn't understand what was going on. So they were reaching out to their gods, their little g gods. That's what they were trying to figure. If I can just figure out which God is mad at me, I can do this. I can handle this, right? Well, it was not working, right? The storm was still happening. So they were afraid. Little g gods, they started to hurl things into the sea to lighten the load, thinking maybe if we can lighten the load, we can be able to navigate this storm. So it would have cost them a lot of money, right? There's some serious things that were happening in this situation. And remember why they're in the boat? Why are they there? What's the deal? Why are they in that boat? Because Jonah, right, hired them to get away. See, I think that's sometimes we don't realize when we disobey God, if we obey God, that has an impact on others. When we disobey God, it has an impact on others. They're afraid, crying out to their gods, hurling things over the ocean, over the water. What's Jonah's initial response to the storm?
I'm gonna take a nap.
Yeah. He decided to take a nap. He's in the ship. He's not helping. He's not caring. He's sleeping. Don't know why he did that or what he was feeling, but more than likely it was in his process of his disobedience that maybe he just didn't care anymore. He had a lack of care of those around him. And it's kind of in the sense now, not saying that the captain of the boat was a God follower, because he wasn't. But he says something to Jonah. He says, call out to God. Maybe God will hear you. Does Jonah ask God? Do we read about him asking God right there? No. He doesn't even want to ask God for help in this situation. Jonah's disobedience hurt those around him, and often to do the opposite of what God wants us to do, we can end up causing a lot of problems. When we choose sin over God's plan, it can leave a path of destruction. I mean, think about that. Have you ever thought about your actions having consequences? The fact that when you do something great and amazing for people, that is a ripple effect. Because people will see what you're doing, they'll see that you're there, they'll see how you're desiring to help people. The same is true when we choose to do the opposite. When we choose to be disobedient to God, people will see and they realize and they notice, and it leaves an effect on people. Let's move on a little bit more and let's read a longer section in Jonah chapter 1. In verses 7 through 16, it says, come on, the sailors said to each other, let's cast lots, then we'll know who is to blame for this trouble that we're in. So they cast lots, and the lot singled out Jonah. Then they said to him, tell us who is the one to blame that we're in. What is your business, and where are you from? What is your country, and what people are you from? He answered them, I am a Hebrew. I worship the Lord, the God of the heavens, who made the sea and the dry land. Then the men were seized by great fear and said to him, what have you done? The men knew he was fleeing from the Lord's presence because he had told them. So they said to him, what should we do to you so that the sea will calm down for us? And for the sea was getting worse and worse. He answered them, pick me up and throw me over. Throw me into the sea so that it will calm and down for you. For I know that I'm to blame for this great storm that's against you. Nevertheless, hard to try to get back to the dry land, but they couldn't because the sea was raging more and more. So they called out to the Lord, please, Lord, don't let us this life and don't innocent blood. For you, Lord, have done just as you pleased. Then they picked up Jonah and threw him into the sea, and the sea stopped its raging. And the men were seized by great fear of the Lord, and they offered a sacrifice to the Lord and made it. How did they discover that the storm was fall? How did they discover? What is it? How did they discover? They what? And Jonah, it's kind of like in this instance, like casting of spinning the bottle. Have y'all ever played? Wow. I'm dating myself. Or choosing sticks, picking and choosing sticks. Like, yeah, have you ever done that? Okay, and it's okay. And how you played spin the bottle? You had a group of friends around you, and you could ask, you could do all sorts of. You spin the bottle, and whoever it lands on, that's who it applied to. Every single time, every time that I played, who's the nerdiest, it landed on me, no matter what. Wow. Can you just take the knife? It's just crazy how it would always happen. But anyway, this it's like, drawing. It's whoever got the short straw, or it's whoever got the short end of the stick, stuff like that. And that's how I figured out it was Jonah. And Jonah says, okay, it was me. This is what's the deal. God's mad at me because I'm refusing to go and do what he says for us to do. like, you've got to be kidding me. He says, look, you want to get rid of me? Throw me over. But what I love about these guys is that, like, no, we're not going to do this. In part is like they were kind of afraid what God wants. The amazing thing is that Jonah, he could have done all these kinds of. I'll pray. See, the thing, when we disobey God, not only does it have a ripple effect towards other people, it has a ripple effect on our lives. So the things that we start to do, the way that we act, trying to hide and run from God. I mean, Jonah could have prayed, I'll pray to God and ask him. He could have said that. He could have said, turn the boat back towards Nineveh. That would stop it. But his answer was, throw me into the sea. In other words, I'd rather die than do what God wanted me to do. It's not the answer they wanted. So they tried to dig in, tried to keep going, but God was not going to let it go. God's pursuit of disobedient subjects should not be messed with. If God wanted this guy so badly, they're not destroyed him. So they're like, Lord, please, God. They call out to God. These guys that were calling out to these other guys realize that who God is. They call out to God and they're like, God, forgive us, please and they end up throwing them over. And what happens? What does Scripture say? That the sea immediately gets what? They start praising God and making vows to God. We cause storms in our lives because of disobedience. Sometimes the choices we make cause us a world of problems. A lot of Jonah's problems could have been fixed if he had just turned back to God toward his life. He was so hard-headed that he would rather die than just repent to God. Why? Why is it hard to admit that when we've messed up? Why is it so hard for us to admit that when we've messed up, when we did the wrong thing? Why? I think a part of it is because to realize that we're wrong. It's stubbornness, it's pride, it's fear. I think it's that we hate to admit that we've done wrong. But luckily for Jonah, the story doesn't end like this. This is what it says, because God could still use us and rescue us when we have made mistakes. Let's read this in 1:17, and then we'll jump into chapter 2. The Lord appointed a great fish to swallow Jonah and Jonah 3 days and 3 nights. Raise your hand if you want to hang out in the belly of a fish. Nobody. Why? It's gross, right? Well, this is what happens. Jonah prayed in chapter 2, beginning of verse 1. Jonah prayed to the Lord, his God, from the belly of the fish. I called to the Lord in my distress. He answered me. I cried out from deep inside Sheol. You heard me. You threw me into the heart of the seas, and the current overcame me. All your breakers and your billows swept over me, and I have been banished from your sight. I look once more toward your holy temple. The water engulfed me up to the neck. The depths overcame me. Seaweed was wrapped around my head. I sank to the foundations of the mountains. The earth's gates shut behind me forever. Then you raised my life from the pit, Lord. As my life was fading away, I heard the Lord, and my prayer came to you, to your holy temple. Those who idols abandon their faithful love. But as for me, I will sacrifice to you with a voice of thanksgiving. I will fulfill what I vowed. Salvation belongs to the Lord. Verse 1 is the turning point of Jonah. When it says Jonah prayed to the Lord. Jonah knew and realized that God was giving him a second chance. And so he sought for forgiveness. He acknowledged who God was. He acknowledged what he should have done. He turned this way and he sought to follow after God. While he doesn't fully get it in the moment, he realizes it's better to trust and obey God than it is to disobey. He knew that God would forgive him, that God would give him a second chance. God is the God of chances. And guess what? God is still the God of second chances. There may be something that God has called you to do. There may be a decision you've been needing to make, or something that you know you've got to stop doing. that you know that God is calling you to do or to make, but for whatever reason, you're not obeying. These little damaging effects in your life, this little hardship, this little problems that are happening in your life. Maybe a decision, maybe something, whatever the reason is, you're not obeying. You may not be physically running, but you are in other ways. You might even think it's too late, too far gone. This is the reality. It isn't too late. I mean, think about it. If God can use Jonah, if God can give Jonah a second chance, given all that he did, if God can give Jonah a second chance, then he can give you a second chance. And he wants to. He desires to give you a second chance. The truth is that it's not too late. As long as you have breath, God is giving you a second chance to do the right thing. It's time for you to stop running and start running to God. This is the big takeaway tonight, is that God is not done with you, even if you made a mistake. Just like God wasn't done with Jonah because he made a mistake. And that's the amazing thing about how many times we disobey him or we mess up. God is willing to give a second chance. God is willing to continue to use it despite our mess ups. God is not done with you, even if you've made a mistake. Even if you're in the middle of the storm. Now, I'm not saying that the storm that you might be in is because you're disobeying God. I'm not saying that that's the reason. It is that you might. I want to encourage you after God to be obedient to God. Even in the darkest moments of life, He's there. And He desires for you to trust Him. Trust Him, for there's no other way. If we want to grow in our faith, if we want to be somebody that follows God, it means we got to be willing to and obey Him. It's hard. It's challenging. You have to make some difficult choices in some instances. You might get made fun of. You might start losing friends. Much better than anything else. Follow after. If you want to talk about what that looks like, please grab Crystal, grab me. We will talk to you. That's why we're here. Right. Father God, thank you so much for tonight. I pray that in those moments, I pray that we learn to trust you. I pray that we follow you. Father, I pray that when we mess up, that you second chances. Father, thank you for tonight. It's in your name I pray. Amen.